Hello and welcome to the Supreme Commander Forge Alliance End of the Year Tourney. We are on December 29th, so reaching the end of the year. Just 3 more days left in the year, I guess. And we got a round 2 game here between Luzon and XBX Taffy. Of course, XBX already have a representative in round 2 from XBX Quagar. He's the only one to make it through because Red Rage got knocked out. Actually, Red Rage got knocked out by Quagar, so that's interesting. And so yeah, I expect a good game here. Taffy is very good. He's got a good rating. I've seen him play before, so he's a very good player. But I want Luzon to win, and even though he is by far the favorite in this game, I want him to win because if he does, then we're gonna see Luzon versus Voodoo in the second round. That's never a matchup to be missed. So if Luzon wins, we're gonna see that. But Taffy is good enough that there can always be a different result. So Taffy picking UEF, that's very ballsy, especially considering that Luzon is Aeon. So I think we can say that if Taffy can beat Luzon in a 1v1 on Whitefire with UEF versus Aeon, we can say he's the best player to ever play this game. So just wanted to throw that out there, because Luzon is considered by many to be the best in the entire world. He might have some rivals in that regard. You know, Zoc, Voodoo, Uber, FA account, Exivo, the tag, Rock and Pebble. But at the moment, I think Luzon is the best because he just consistently beats everybody. Although he has a lot of competition, so I expect some really good games in this tournament. You see first land, first 2 land, and then third air from Luzon. So uncharacteristic, since he's so good with his bombers, you'd expect him to have an air factory out sooner, and Taffy going second air, more in a standard direction. And one thing that we haven't seen from players is that they don't bring their ACU to the Hydra, which is a common strategy in team games. Maybe in a 1v1 it's better to just get as much power as is humanly possible, so you can take advantage of the massive reclaim on this map. I see lots of land factors are going to go down for Taffy. Looks like he wants to somehow secure this area over here, but Luzon sending an engineer to steal mass as well as Taffy, so that's become a pretty common theme so far. People stealing each other's mass. Here comes a scout from Luzon and actually he's going interceptor, so Luzon being uncharacteristically defensive, usually he can attack with anything and make it work out for him, but now he's actually going first 2 interceptors. And Taffy gets a transport out after his first interceptor and then a bomber, so Taffy going all out aggression here with a drop and a bomber. So looks like he's going to try to take Luzon's expansion. Oh, this is a live game, by the way, so I'm going to have to slow it down at some point once we reach, and looks like, as I said that, we caught up, so I have to leave it there for a few seconds so that we can get a decent quality in this cast. But really good defense from Luzon here. He's going to defend his engineer, even though Taffy probably knew it was there. The bomber won't be able to do anything, but here Taffy is going to win that minor air fight, shooting Luzon in the back. And Luzon not making any bombers. Now he's finally making a bomber after 4 interceptors, it seems, because that one just got killed. Now we are going to see another dogfight here, but it's 2v1. Taffy was already weakened, so not going to do much. And if this becomes developed here, it's going to be a big problem for Luzon to deal with. 4 land factories going down here for Taffy. Excuse me. Here's Taffy getting some navy up here at minute 5. Luzon is already in the water and also going to make a whole bunch of naval factories. This is a lot. And it is officially freezing in this room, so I'm kind of shivering as well. And Taffy now is going to take the huge mass chunk from under Luzon's nose, and now we hear PMs coming in for me, which I'm not going to answer until the end of this cast. Here's Luzon's bomber. Looks like it's going to completely miss this engineer, but the most important thing right now is if Luzon realizes that this is here. He still has no clue. If the bomber were to fly in that direction, he would know. Sending in scouts to realize what's going on. So at this moment in time, I would actually say that Taffy is in a really good position. Though we see a drop coming in from Luzon. It looks like it's an extremely aggressive drop. It's going right after the Navy, and it's an engineer drop, so Maybe he's trying to capture it, he's trying to reclaim it. I'm not sure what he's going to do. But I see Taffy with more interceptors, so if he can spot this in time, which he probably won't because there's no way for him to do so. Now Lushan realizes that there's a big problem on his right side. 3 land factories up and running for Taffy. And that's just tragic for Taffy. That interceptor was so close to the transport, so close to spotting it. And is he going to spot it in time and react? He's not. So, although if this frigate stays at home, so Lushan realizes it's not going to work because the frigate just came out. So this is why Lushan is so awesome, because he has a scout to realize that there's a frigate out, and he immediately changes his course. And he's going to be dropping into the expansion. So both players taking each other's expansions, and this is going to be pretty bad. Anti-air turret, he probably wants to finish it with this NG first, although NGs aren't really a problem since he has factories to pump them out. Looks like a big mass problems for Taffy. Yeah, because he's building everything really slowly. He probably really wants to get his hands on this mass chunk. I'm not sure why this NG isn't reclaiming it. This is probably a big mistake from Taffy. Yeah, that's not good. Lushan, on the other hand, has too much mass and not enough build capacity, so you can't use it all. And once you're maxed out on mass, then your NGs stop reclaiming, and then you just have a big problem with idle NGs, and neither player is able to utilize their mass, although Taffy could do well with picking up a bit more. You can see how slowly he's building everything. That's really inexcusable when you have this much mass just sitting here, and each one of these is like 2k or something, or 1. It's a lot of mass. Here's Lushan making a PD first, and now he's going to be taking over Taffy's expansion just as Taffy took over his. That's the big problem with this land force rolling through. Still just a straight up massive Tech 1 naval spam from Lushan. Only the second factory going up for Taffy, so at the moment Lushan is set to take over Navy, but otherwise this is a very good game. I'm enjoying this. And Lushan looks like he's going to try to destroy this little incursion by Taffy with his ACU. This is why Taffy should have gotten engineers sooner and gotten them over there. Or if he had reclaimed and not had those massive mass problems. Does he still have them? Yeah. If Taffy does indeed lose this game, it's going to be because of that. He's just not using the natural resources available to him. Now he's finally going to be reclaiming that. But it might be a little bit too late, because we see Lushan with map control, and once he deals with this with his ACU, he's going to be in really good shape to hold the entire map, although he did have some problems here with Taffy's force. Frigate will clean up nicely though. I should expect. I mean, if it actually follows the force, it will clean up nicely. Now more air factories going up for Lushan. This one's going to Tech 2. So you never let Lushan get the advantage in air, because he will make Tech 2 gunships and then own you. Taffy is still putting up a really good fight, but against Aeon it's really difficult. The nice thing is that I actually don't know what happened in this one because it is a live replay, so it actually hasn't been decided yet. Here's Taffy just gonna scare away some Auroras from Lushan. At the moment, it's not gonna matter really too much who has map control because there's so much reclaim available to the players. But somehow Lushan is taking a very long time to kill this. If he just reclaimed the factories or captured them or something, anything than just shooting them, because it takes, what, 48 shots from the ACU. So it takes 48 seconds for the ACU to kill one of these, whereas it would be much faster. It would be less than 30 seconds if you reclaimed it, so better to just reclaim it unless you have a gun. Here come bombers. They're going to try to assist Lushan, but there is an anti-air turret that Lushan is not really dealing with. This is really inexcusable from Lushan, not dealing with the anti-air turret and just letting it take free shots at his bombers. And it looks like Taffy might actually have air. Once swift winds come out though, that's going to be solved for Lushan. And now Lushan is going to take over Navy. No chance for Taffy to get anything going with this much stuff in his naval production. Surprisingly low T2 mechs count for Taffy. Lushan doesn't have any problems with that, getting a lot of Tech 2 mexes. Taffy said he hoped to last a little longer. Although I don't think he's really out of it yet. I mean, he does have numbers in air. So if he went for a snipe, if he moved all his build capacity here and got a whole bunch of gunships in 2 minutes or so, then he'd be in good shape and he could try to snipe Lushan. That's not gonna happen. He's just gonna throw his energies away to the subs. Lushan telling him he did pretty well. So two things that I didn't like about Taffy's play. First, with this base, it was really good, but he didn't get energies fast enough to take over the mass. And he didn't get enough factories, I don't think, because with 6 or so factories, it would be very difficult for Lushan to deal with it, with all those units just popping out. And second, there was that period of about 2 minutes where he was just absolutely stalling on mass when he had this much mass just sitting here available to him. So that wasn't good, and that just let Lushan get the advantage over him. But I actually did enjoy that game. It was pretty good. And right now it looks like Lushan is going to win. And if he does, we're going to see Lushan versus Voodoo on a small land map that I've never seen before. I don't even know what it's called because it's so weird. But that should be nice because Lushan versus Voodoo is good no matter what map it is. So it's going to be the next stage in their rivalry. And this is finally some good luck for Taffy. Actually, not good luck for Taffy. Wow. Now he realizes that there's something there. He has to actually deal with that. Now he has targeted it. That's good. Lushan is just going to finish cleaning up on this base, which is taken in the last 5 minutes to deal with. And actually, Taffy is not completely out of it. I mean, he still has a chance of grabbing this back, but actually, no, he doesn't. Tech 2 engineers means Tech 2 point defense, and that means Tech 2 point defense creep, and that means no chance to get the bottom back. So Taffy is really restricted to his own base, so he needs to be thinking about some sort of snipe. It's going to be hard to snipe Lushan in the water, though. Actually, very hard. Now Tech 2 power going up for Lushan. He can start recycling some of his Tech 1 now. I expect him to momentarily, because you can recycle a lot of these once you have Tech 2 power. Not all of them, because then you'd stall, but a bunch of them, yeah. So are we going to see Tech 2 air from Taffy? Looks like he's basically given up, which I'm not sure I agree with, because he still has a chance if he goes crazy gunships, because he has air. Lushan is making swift wins, so that's going to solve his air problem, but at the moment Taffy has some sort of hope. Although it doesn't really look like he's playing much anymore, he's just waiting to die, although he is going to try to take back his island. And now gunships moving in from Lushan, and if these do enough damage to the base, that will end the game, and that might be demoralizing enough that Taffy will just leave. Oh, they are getting shot in the back by interceptors, not good, so see some dodging action from Lushan. That's a very unlucky interceptor. Yeah. So I'm supposed to be playing my match against Armageddon today on this map. I expect to get destroyed, but Armageddon hasn't really shown up. Hopefully that PM was something to do with that. Because I'd like to get that match done. I don't want to get a free win. I don't want any free wins, to be honest, but I think that's going to be inevitable with this many players in the tournament. And now looks like Taffy is going to commit suicide. He's just going to be walking into the middle of Lushan's enormous army with Tech 2 and Auroras and submarines and frigates. And now the GGs are finally called. And Lushan is going to need all the good luck he can get against his biggest rival, Voodoo. And speaking of that, Taffy still continues in the tournament since it is double elimination, so that's too complicated for me. I have no idea who he's going to play, but the computer will figure that out. So Lushan defeats Taffy after 15 minutes, and he will move on to play Voodoo in round 3. So look forward to that. That's going to kick off tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one.